This call is now being recorded.
Perfect. And so again, good evening everyone and welcome back to my class. And again, this is your Sir Gel. Our discussion is still in animal science. So it's animal production and management. And one of the important production management is the ruminants. Okay, so we have the swine and also we have the ruminants. So we are done with the swine and hindi pa ako nakapagbigay ng pala ng post test. Hindi pa natapos. Sorry lang, hindi pa tapos talaga. I'm trying my best to give you the best of post test kasi maraming technical doon. So, kailangan talaga ayusin ang paggawa ng questions. And then, if it's done already, then I will give it to you guys as soon as possible. So, ayan. So, this is the part 2 of the ruminant production and management. Okay, so we are now in stomachs. Okay, stomachs of adult ruminants. Ay, may nagtanong pala, amin na ano pala sa akin, nag-request, Sir, nabaliktad daw yung wala, chinek ko naman po, wala naman. Wala pong error. I mean, there's no discrepancies. Oh, wala pong discrepancies. Okay naman siya. Alin po doon? Gusto ko malaman kung alin doon yung baliktad. Oo. Sabihin nila sa akin, baka sa pages during sa pag-export ng PDF or basta, this is the manual na ginagamit ko ngayon kung anong meron kayo dyan ngayon, ha? Okay. So, our discussion for tonight is the stomach of adult ruminant. Ng matandang baka or baka, karabaw, oo, matanda, basta tayo ay matanda na, ganun. Sana'y di tayo magbago. Oo. So, tatawa lang muna tayo kaya alam naman nating mabigat ang discussion, no? So, always remember that the ruminants, the cattle, the cattle has a four compartment. May apat siya na pagdadaanan bago niya marating ang totoong stomach, ang totoong tiyan niya, no? Yung totoong stomach niya. So there are four chambers. They called rumen, reticulum, omasum, and also the abomasum. But with these four compartments, abomasum is the true stomach. Okay, it is considered as the true stomach. Stomachs of adult ruminant is healthy calves, all generally on their feet within 30 minutes, and suckling within an hour after birth. So, example, let's say pagka labas ng anak, no, calves. Ano ang tawag sa pag nanganak ang Anong tawag sa pag nanganak ang baka? Anong tawag pag nanganak ang baka? Agay?
Calvin.
Akala ko agay. Akala ko agay. Calving, very good. Anong tawag sa anak? Calf. Calves. Calves ang tawag sa anak. Ayan. So, ang healthy na calves or anak are generally on their feet po within 30 minutes. Paglabas nun sa mama, paglabas sa sinapupunan ng ina, within 30 minutes, dapat nakatayo na siya. Yun. And then, nagsasak na siya doon sa dede ng kaniyang mama within an hour or after birth. Yun. So, at birth naman, pagpanganak, the calf stomach has an esophageal groove through which the milk flows directly to the true stomach where it is digested efficiently. What do you mean by this? Ito yung groove which is stimulated siya when the calf suckles but less so when it drinks from a bucket. What do you mean by that? Siyempre, pag anak pa, hindi man agad-agad solid or creep ang pinapakain, di ba? So, anong pinapakain? Pinapadede muna natin siya ng milk, no? So, pinapadede muna na siya ng milk. So, ang tawag doon, it will directly, flow directly to the true stomach. So, ang tawag po doon ay esophageal groove. Okay? Yan po yung groove na nag-stimulate po ng pag ang calf nagsasakal and but less the so when it drinks from a bucket. So if the milk leaks into the rumen, pag nag-leaks po yung milk sa rumen, it will ferment and cause a digestive upset. So one of the ano yan, pwede magkaroon ng bloating, yung baka, pwede din po magkaroon ng contamination sa loob ng katawan if yung milk po ay nag-leaks sa rumen. Okay? Pag sinabing nag-leaks, ibig sabihin, nabutas o ano ba yan? No, pwedeng nagkalat. Yon. The rumen starts to develop when the calf eats grass or roughage at about 2 weeks of age. Ilang taon? 2 weeks. Dapat papakainin mo yung calf 2 weeks of age. So 2 weeks of age, pinapakain na natin yung calf ng nag-eat ng grass and roughage para starting na mag-develop yung kanyang rumen. Okay? Now, relative sizes of parts of the rumen at different ages. So we have stomach part, rumen, reticulum, omasum, and then abomasum. In calf, sa bata pa, ang kanyang kasi bata pa siya, right? So, yun, bata pa siya. Si Britzel ay bata pa. Anong kinain niya? Ganon. So, so ang rumen ng calf is 28%. Oo. Ang reticulum naman is 3%, ang omasum is 3%, and abomasum is 63%. For adult naman, 80%. Wow, bakit siya 80%? Kasi nag-develop na siya. Kasi nga kumakain na siya ng damo. Yun. And then the rest is 5% na siya. So what's the importance of colostrum? We know the colostrum is the first milk produced by cow. Kaya pagkaanak, no, dapat padideen agad ang anak. Oo, wag arte-arte. Padideen yan. So the first milk produced by a cow after giving birth contains a high levels of antibodies, immunity, protein, and vitamins that protects or antibodies, that protects of the calf against diseases. Yung a calf should receive colostrum from its mother for at least the first 3 days of life. O, sa first 3 days niya kailangan makareceive siya ng colostrum. There are some reason din minsan na yung ina hindi nakakapagbigay ng dede after manganak. So they need to wait within 3 days para mabigay yung colostrum na kailangan. If it does not suckle within 5 to 6 hours, pag hindi po siya nagsasakal within 5 to 6 hours, it should be helped and forced from a bottle with a rubber teeth. So anong gagawin? Tutulungan natin silang magsakal. Yon, tutulungan natin silang, i-force natin sila na magsakal from bottle with a rubber teeth. If the calf does not receive any colostrum, pag ang calf hindi nakapag-receive ng any colostrum, its chances of survival are greatly reduced. So possible yun hindi siya mabubuhay ng matagal. Okay? Hindi siya mabubuhay ng matagal because they are prone to diseases because they don't have improve and develop antibodies. Yon. Next, we have orphan calves. Orphan calves, we have colostrum substitute. The example, let's say, ang mama ay hindi makakapag-produce ng colostrum. So, we ask for another mama na ng colostrum. Di ba meron yan sa tao? Pag hindi kaya mag-produce ng milk ang isang mama after manganak, pinapa-dede sa ibang mama. Tama? Pinapa-dede sa ibang mama. So, colostrum substitute, we have colostrum substitute are sometimes used but do not contain the antibodies that prevent infection. Do not contain, antibodies. So, hindi lahat. Sometimes contain. A basic recipe for artificial colostrum is 1 egg, beaten, 300 ml clean water, 2 ml castor oil, and then 600 ml whole milk. So these are the things or ingredients that you need to make your own artificial colostrum. If ever that the mother cannot feed, no, the cannot feed the calves, feed this mixture 3 times per day. 3 times per day mo siyang painumin, morning, afternoon, and evening for the first 3 days. So, siyam na beses pag ganun. So, calves normally start eating small amounts of porridge and concentrate and magko-concentrate sila and concentrate feed during the first week of life. So, ibig sabihin, magsa-start sila ng eating small amounts of forages, yung mga creep na maliliit lang. And magko-concentrated sila sa feed during the first week of life nila. Isang linggo na sila. Dehorning, pagtanggal ng sungay. Tinatanggalan din natin sila ng sungay kasi horns should be removed to prevent injury to other cattle and to handlers. It is best done when the calf is under 3 months old. Ilang buwan pag itatanggal ang magde-dehorn? 3 months old. Dehorning an older animal, pag dinehorn mo yung older animal, when the horn is attached to the skull, is a major of painful operation. Kasi meron kasing mga horn na, lalo na yung mga matured, naka-attach na talaga siya sa skull, sa bungo. So, mahirapan na talaga yun i-remove or mag-dehorn or magputol ng sungay. So, calves can normally be dehorned when 2 to 3 weeks old. Okay? Normally, dinidehorn sila 2 to 3 weeks old. Pero, ang best talaga na magde-dehorn should be under 3 months old. Okay? Dalawin kayo sa board exam, under 3 months old. But normally, yung mga nasa farm, 2 to 3 weeks old. Yun. Again, delikado pag adult ang matanda na ba, old na. So, common methods of dehorning are scoop or cup dehorners, dehorning knife, and hot iron. So, these are common things that they are using. So, to make sure that the horn does not regrow, para hindi po tumubo yung horn, about 1 centimeter of skin around its base should be removed. Okay? About 1 centimeter of skin around the base should be removed. Naintindihan? So, what are the treatment? Sagutin ko yung tanong after nito. So, cut away about 1 centimeter. Cut away about 1 centimeter of skin around the horn, but base to make horn bud around the horn bud, kakat mo yan ito, base to make sure that the horn does not regrow. Okay? So, treatment after dehorning, after cutting operation, animals may bleed. Siyempre, dudugo yan freely for a short time. So, a proprietary wound dressing powder that contains fly repellent should be applied if flies are a problem. Kasi meron kasi, we know naman na yung mga baka, yung mga cattle, they are prone to flies, di ba? By the way, lumabas din sa board exam, anong tawag dun sa flies na laging dumadapo sa baka? Sorry guys, sinisipon ako. Malamig kasi dito sa amin. Dito sa US ngayon malamig eh. Deptera. Hindi naman insect order yung tinatanong ko. Ang tinatanong ko, anong tawag sa flies na laging dumadapo sa mga carabaos? Sa cattle. What do you call that? What do you call a flies that is always what? Ano kaya tawag doon? Meron yan, lumabas sa board exam yan.
Cowfly.
Cowfly. Okay. So we have this one, example kasi sa horn naman ang pag-usapan. We have horn flies. Oh, horn flies. They are very common in cattle po. We have horn flies, cow flies, um, stable flies. Horn flies, yes. So, yun, horn flies. Basta horn flies. Okay. So, with the hot iron, the wound is cauterized, which reduces the blood loss and dries out the wound. Okay. So, this is the anatomy of the horn, ha? This is the horn. So, pag yang, as you can see here, yung skin niya, surrounded sa sa base, kinakat. Para hindi siya mag-regrow, tumubo. Yan. Young calf and older weaner. So as the animal matures, the horn core becomes a bony extension of the skull with a hollow center communicating directly with the sinuses of the skull. Let's say what happened if the infection ang cattle after cutting a horn. What will happen? Sinuses, irita, pag ma-infection directly sa brain, pwedeng ikamatay. Yun. Okay, may tanong. The question is, Sir, kung makadede sa laing mama ang baby aside sa antibodies nga benefits, ma-change ba ang utok sa bata gikan sa laing mama? Oh, nice, nice. Practical. Ang tanong. Oo, nice. Sa Tagalogin ko ha, sabi niya pa, tinanong niya kung yung daw, yung anak makadede sa ibang mama, yung syempre aside besides sa antibodies na makukuha niya as benefits, ma-change din po ba yung utak ng bata? Kasi nga doon siya sa ibang mama nakadede. O, yun ang tanong. Gusto niya i-clarify. That's a good clarification actually na kailangan na i-clarify kasi nga para mas maintindihan. Kung ang baby nakadede sa ibang mama, ang tawag po doon ay wet nursing or cross nursing ang tawag doon. Wet nursing or cross nursing. So, ang major na benefit talaga na makukuha niya ay nutrition, yung mga carbohydrates, fats, proteins for growths. Meron din po siyang antibodies or immune protection, especially yung IgA, IgG, IgM, pero depende po yun sa stage ng gatas. And then, makukuha din siyang bioactive factors. Parehasa ng hormones, growth factors, enzymes, tsaka mga probiotics. Pero sa tanong mo, kung ma-change ba yung utak or brain ng bata, kasi nga, dun siya sa kabilang mama, dumedede, hindi naman siya directly na nasi-change yung utak ng bata. Hindi siya directly nasi-change indirectly kumbaga. Kasi ang genetics at DNA ng bata hindi talaga maapektuhan sa gatas. Hindi siya maapektuhan sa gatas. Ang personality, cognition, at ang overall brain wiring niya, nakabase kasi yun siya sa genetic, sa makeup, sa environment, sa iyang paligid, surroundings, stimulation, sa pag-amping or sa care, sa love, na ewan ko na lang love, tsaka sa learnings. Yun. Again ha, yes, beneficial pa rin ang milk sa na galing sa ibang mama, pero hindi po again directly na change yung utak ng bata. Kasi ang effect lang ng gatas is for nutritional and developmental support. Okay? Anong tawag doon? Wet nursing. Nasagot ko ba ang tanong mo? Parang ginasabi mo na ganito, oh. Let's say, yung anak mo, hindi makadede sa'yo kasi hindi ka makaproduce ng dede, ang pinainom mo ay gatas ng baka. Tapos tatanungin ka, hayop ba ang anak ko? Ganon. Hindi naman hayop yun. Sadyang substitute lang kasi yun. Kasi wala na may produce yung katawan mo na wala namang may produce yung katawan mo na na gatas. Ganon. Lalaki pa lang nagtanong, si Raymart pala. Okay, next, branding. Branding is a firebrand will provide permanent identification against loss or theft. Kawala or ninakaw. Calves should be branded at between 3 and 6 months. A branding iron heated to a cherry red bluish color is applied to the calf's hide for 3 seconds. Lumabas to sa board exam. Ano ang ginagamit? Branding iron. Hinihited siya to a cherry red bluish color na ina-apply sa calf hide for 3 seconds. Yan. Malabas sa board exam. So, ang owner brand, left foreleg. It must be 6.4 centimeter long and 5.0 centimeter wide. Branding iron size is 1 centimeter wide. Branding rod size is 65 centimeter long. That's how you're going to do it, ang branding, ha? So, castration, beef, bull calves can be castrated to produce docile cattle that are easier to handle. What is docile? What do you call that docile cattle?
Hindi
Ano ibig
hindi
sabihin?
na magalaw.
Docile?
Mahina.
Not aggressive. Not aggressive. Manageable. Not aggressive, manageable siya. Yun.
Ay, oo. Sorry.
Yan ang docile. Eh, okay lang yan. Mapasaylo pa naman ta ka. Alright. So, docile cattle. So, that are easier to handle. Enhance on-farm safety for animals and workers. Prevent unwanted mating after puberty. Improve meat quality. Ito yung pinakamaganda. Improve ang meat quality. Okay, what are the methods? Di ba nga, ang tao nga tinutuli, baka pa kaya. Di ba? What are the methods? Surgical, illustrator, or bordizo. Lumabas to sa board exam. Okay? So, we use either surgical, illustrator, and then bordizo. As you can see here, this is an example of illustrator. This one. There is an illustrator band. Di ba sa itlog, nilalagyan ng dalawang bands or goma about the size of Cheerio. Maliit lang siya para po maipit yung dalawang itlog. Para maipit lang siya. Sa ano ba yun? Sa babae ang tawag dyan ay liget. Liget ba yung tawag? Yung hindi siya tinatanggal, yung tinatali lang yung daanan. Tama ba yun? No? Liget ba yun tinatali na mabuti ang uterus? Bakit alam ko yan? Kasi nagpaliget din po ako. Dami ko ng anak eh. Nagpaliget. Nagpaliget. Okay. So, yung illustrator naman, ito yung paggagawa ng illustrator, ha? Illustrator ito. Lagyan ng goma. So, this one is bordizo. Ganyan ang Bordizo, guys. Okay, this is how to do it. Masaya yan ang babae pag nahawakan nila yan. Housing and other farm facilities. The risk of heat stress is reduced by growing tropically adapted cattle, by providing shade, and by allowing natural breeze to blow through the shed or pen. Signs of heat stress. Pag increase ang heat stress, pwedeng ikamatay, pwedeng collapse. Faster breathing, pwede yun. Seek shade, will not lie down, hindi siya magla-lie down. Eating less, hindi siya masyadong kumakain or appetite niyan. Crowding around water through, body splashing, agitated and restless, rumen stops contracting, seeking shade from herd mates, open mouth panting, parang aso, excessive drooling, tsaka down and then cannot move, and then collapse, convulsion, coma, or pwedeng ikamatay. This is the signs of heat stress. So the amount of metabolic heat that an animal produces, how much heat it receives externally, and how effectively it can transfer heat from its body is influenced by. First is coat color. Black coats absorb more solar radiation. Tandaan yan ha. Black coats, it's absorb solar radiation. Coat color, coat type, the dense flat coats of tropical zebu cattle can radiate more heat than the woolly coats of temperate European breeds. By the way, what is zebu cattle? Cebu, sir. Cebu lechon. What is zebu? Zebu is a... Ano yung zebu? Bus taurus, bus indicus. Ano sagot nyo? Ano ang zebu? What is zebu? What is zebu? Bus taurus or bus indicus? Very good. That is bus indicus. Okay? So, zebu cattle sa bus indicus, which means that they are type of domestic cattle na originated in Southeast Asia. South Asia. So, but they are now found in tropical countries around the world po. So, zebu cattle, meron po silang long and droppy na ears. Yun. And then, yung dewlap po nila, large hanging skin under the neck. Yun. So, example of zebu breeds, kasi lumalabas sa board exam, example ng zebu breeds is Brahman, Gir, Guzerei, and then Nilor, and then we have Sahiwal. Yan. So these are breeds under zebu. Okay? Zebu is a hump cattle. Adapted siya for tropical regions. Yun. Temperate, quiet animals generate less heat activity level. Active cattle generate more metabolic heat. Pag temperate, pag medyong mahina at may sakit or may dinadamdam, quiet animals lang po sila generate less heat activity level. Pero pag active, cattle generate more metabolic heat. Next, diet. Cereal grains produce more metabolic heat than forages. Previous exposure to hot conditions cattle need at least 3 weeks to acclimatize. Let's say, nasanay po sila sa mainit na panahon, so kailangan nyo pagbigyan ng 3 linggo para ma-acclimatize siya. The purpose of acclimatize is to neutralize the climate na meron siya. Parang tayo guys, galing tayo dito sa Pinas, mainit ang panahon. Pagdating natin sa ibang bansa, sobrang lamig. That what we are going to do, acclimatize first ourselves para hindi tayo sipunin or magkasakit. Yun. Next, benefits of housing. A good housing design should provide comfort to animals and convenience to caretaker. Comfort provides comfort to the animals, protects them from adverse climatic condition, rain and solar radiation. Facilitates adequate air circulation, dapat may air circulation po, to avoid gas or ammonia. Kasi po pag malanghap po yan nila, very sensitive kasi meron po silang tinatawag na sinus. Yun, they are prone to sinus. And then build up that may affect restoration of the animal. Safety, lesson indicate of injury accident to the animal and caretaker. Provides adequate space for the animal to stand and lie down. Ideal location is slope of the area, accessible service roads, water supply, and then meron po siyang electrical lines. Should facilitate drainage and allows for air circulation. Structure is constructed in an east-west orientation. So, dapat east-west orientation ang housing niya. Okay, next. Apili ko ba? Apili ko. 10. And then we have shed and pen features. Pagdating sa shed and pen features, factors to be considered when deciding sheds include the orientation of the shed to make best use of prevailing winds, sunshine reaching the floor at different times of the day and in different seasons. The shed should be aligned north-south so that the floor can be dried by morning and afternoon sun while the animals are protected from the intense noon sun and heavy rain. Roof should be at least 3 meters in height for good ventilation. Ang roof ha, yun. Ganito morning sun. Ito yung sun. Ganyan. Pag midday, dapat ganito na siya. Ganyan lang. So, other features for the shed or pen include the floor should be raised and ramp hard or with round logs set above ground level if is not cemented. Allow 3 to 3.5 square meters per head. A feed-through should be 150 millimeter above the ground, 500 millimeter wide, and 300 millimeter deep. And large enough to hold 40 to 60 kilogram of green material. Allow 600 millimeter in length for each animal. So loading and unloading ramps. Ramps should have a slope no greater than 20 degree. Slope ha, ganito ganyan. Yung katiko ba, katiko, ganyan. So ramps for unloading can be up to 20 angle ata yan 20 degree angle. Ramps for unloading can be up to 3 meter wide, but loading ramp should be only 760 millimeter wide para ma-prevent po yung mature cattle running around o turning around. Yun. And then we have the ramp should have a flat area at the top of about 1 meter in length, like ganito. And then its height should be the same as the floor height of the tracks for carting cattle. And check the floor height of local tracks before building the ramp. So races. Guys, yung pinaka-take note nyo lang ito yung mga numbers. They are very important. The race should be 4 to 5 panels, each with a maximum length of 3 meters. The sides should be a minimum of 1,800 millimeter height of materials, strong enough to prevent the animals from escaping. Kasi pag ano kasi siya, pag malawak siya, possible yun na parang maghanap talaga ng paraan si animal na makalabas. So, dapat yung saktong-sakto lang. The race is 760 millimeter wide inside, as the race will be under pressure from animal movement. Posts should be cemented into the ground 800 to 900 millimeter deep. Pickled wall. Thick-walled pipe is probably the easiest material to use. Pipe. Thick-walled. Ang ginagamit, usually and commonly used material, but this should be capped or filled with cement to prevent them filling with water and rusting out. Yun. So this one, as you can see, this gates. Okay? Animals should be able to see where the handler wants them to go. Dapat makita yon para malaman nila kung saan papunta talaga, ano talaga ang gusto ni handler. Saan ba talaga ako pupunta? Yon. Gates should be placed in corners so that animals move along a fence line and then through the gate. The fences assist the handler to maintain control of the animals. That's the work of fences. Example, pag ganyan ang fences mo, doon lang din yan dadaan, dito dadaan ng mga animals. Right? Yung mga cattle. Because they know which direction sila pupunta. Yun. Dimensions for a wooden gate. So fencing helps distribute properly livestock, particularly in ranges grazed by cattle. Fence posts 5 meter apart and 1.5 meter above the ground. Most common fencing material is barbed wire. Baka lumabas sa board exam, barbed wire yung common. Okay. Next na tayo. Water through. This one, water through. The throughs must be solid enough to prevent animals getting into other yards or pens. But animals must still be able to drink easily from them. Cattle will drink 45 liters per head a day. Cattle will drink 45 liters per head a day. Depending on the temperature and humidity and dry matter content of the ration being fed. Provide 50 millimeter of water through length for each animal. So cattle produces 13.25 to 75.7 liters of saliva. So pag 45 liters ang water per head a day, 13.25 to 75.7 liters naman ang kanyang saliva. So yun. Feeding through, 600 millimeter of feeding through length for each animal. Feed throughs should be outside the yard, palabas sa yard, but accessible to cattle through the rails and under the shed roof to avoid feed spoilage from rain. Throughs should not be too high, hindi siya masyadong matangkad, mataas. Cattle should be able to easily get the feed in the trough. This one here. Yan. Madali lang sila makakuha ba ng pagkain. Okay. Tracking cattle. Recommended average loading rates for cattle of various live weights. Guys, kasi lumalabas ito sa board exam. Mean live weight, kilogram per head. Floor area, meter square head. Pag 200 kilogram, Ano ang floor area? 0.7 meter square. Pag 250, 0.77 meter square. Ganyan yung floor area niya. Okay? Now, thus normal 4 by 2 meter tray or 8 square meters will usually carry 10 heifers about 250 live weight. As you can see here, sample 200 centimeter, 460 centimeter. So, ilan na yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 9. 9 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, 15 naman is one. Cattle densities, fortifica, small, and large tracts. Yun. Restraining and training cattle. Halter. What do you mean by halter? Large diameter ropes give better control, but no halter should be so tight that it cuts into the nose of the animal. Ano yung halter? Yun ang ginagamit sa alin? It's a rope na ginagamit to cut. It cuts into the nose. Dapat hindi na masyadong kinakat kasi yan siya para mag-restrain ba. So, dapat daw hindi daw sobrang higpit. Nose rope. A hole done through the septum. The cartilage will, a wall separating the nostrils. Yung ba yung baka na meron siyang earring sa sa ilong? Yun. So, a piece of rope, the same diameter as the hole in the nose septum is then passed through this hole, run loosely up behind the animal's crown. Yan. And then we have nose lead. Nosing, this one is a nose lead, guys. Using this one is one of the best ways to restrain a cow. So the best ways to restrain a cow is using nose lead. It is possible to give intravenous injections to examine a hoof. So or to go other surgery with only this restraint. So when working on the udder, it is safest to work from the side of the cow opposite to the injury. Nearly all of the kicking is done on the side of the injury. So this is how we call this one here. Kita niyo yan. Communicating with animals. Communicating with animals is related to flight zones, mob structures, and understanding their reactions to your position and movement. Animals want to move quietly without being rash. Nahinay lang. Follow other animals, be part of herd, and not to be isolated to see what or who is pressuring them. Yun. Cattle in a herd look for a leader. Herd, naghanap for leader, which may be another animal or a person. Yun. Alright. Next we have so we have depth perception. If the handler moves slightly, the animal may find it easier to determine the distance. Konting move lang. Illumination, kaya nga di ba pag mapapansin ninyo, left, right, yun lang yung galaw niya. Yun. And the illumination naman, stuck like to move from dark to light areas. It can be difficult to move into dark places. Other livestock senses that need to be considered when working with animals are sound. Excessive noise, sobrang ingay, it causes stress and should be avoided. Animals can be moved without noise. Smell. Cattle become upset by strange smells or the smell of blood. Yun. Naiinis yan sila. Tao nga naiinis pag mabaho kilikili ang katabi. Di ba? Oh. Sino dito mabaho kilikili? Taas na ang kamay. Britzel, umamin ka na. Raymark, magsiaminan na kayo. Ano na dito na ba? Dito na ka? Na, paano ka pa ito? Dali lang out sa taas. And then we have flight zones. The flight zone is the animal safety or comfort zone. So its size is the distance an animal will allow a stranger to approach before moving away. Ewan ko sa iyo. Again ha, ang flight zone, animal safety or comfort zone. Ang tao, saan ang ating comfort zone? Sa CR. Di ba? Comfort room. Si Amber ganyan, pag nagbe-break, punta agad sa CR. Sa CR umiiyak. Doon nilalabas lahat ng sakit ng loob. Sakit at sama ng loob. Yun. So, this one is next, we have pressure and release. The four main principles of livestock communications are position, where the handler is in relation to the animal's eye. Pag wala kayong relation sa isa't isa, useless ang pagmamahalan. Charot lang. Movement. The handler moves his body position so that the animal sees him. So, dapat pag kailangan mag-move ka din, no? Kasi kung hindi ka ma-move, hindi din makita. Paano ka sasagutin kung hindi ka mag-move? Ganyan. Mga lalaki, makinig mabuti. Huwag magpa-torpe-torpe. Kung gusto niyo makuha yung crush ninyo, mag-move na kayo. Di ba, Arnel? Ay, sorry, Nel. Sorry, Nel. Di ba, Marilyn? Ay, sorry, Marilyn. Alright, pressure. Apply pressure to get the animals to move, but then release it. Yun. Apply pressure. And then we have communicating. Let the animal communicate with other animals in the herd. Tools that can be used to create movement. Meron yan, guys. Nakita niyo sa Facebook yung nakita niya yung amo niya. Tumatakbo-takbo talaga si Cavs. Oo, takbo talaga siya. Nakita niya yung babae, tumakbo, tas kinis niya yung babae, yung bata. Kasi nag-aral kasi yung bata. Nasanay na kasi yung bata pa kasi yung baka na yon, yung bata na nag-aalaga talaga nun. Tapos pag pumupunta sa school, gano'n, inaalaga yun ng bata. Nung nag-college na kasi yung bata, nag-college na kasi siya, yung tao, nag-college na siya. So, paminsan na lang siya umuwi sa kanila. Ayun, pag nakikita siya ng baka, tumatakbo agad bigla yung baka sa kanya, babe. Oo. Tapos umiiyak talaga yung baka. Nakita mo talaga na love siya ng baka kasi makita mo talaga na umiiyak yung baka. Na-miss niya yung amo niya. Oo. Pag ganyan ang maging sitwasyon, mahirap katayin. Mahirap i-slaughter. Hirap i-slaughter. Okay, next. Class, age, and AU. Animal unit yung AU, ha? Animal unit per head. So, we have cows. Pag over 3 years is 1 animal unit. Bull, heifers, hey, dude, steers, yearling. Lagay nyo na lang sa visual aids, guys. Lagay na lang sa visual aids. The human body moves to attract the animal's attention by either walking towards them or waving the arm. Bull whip, the cattle talker. Pag ang bull mag-whip, meaning nagka-cattle talker. So, cattle talker is rope with a flapper on the end, not used to hit the animal. Yung bang ginagamit mo na rope siya, pero hindi siya ginagamit to hit to para saktan yung animal. Para pag-usapan yung animal, May mga ganun-ganun man yan, di ba? Kahit mga farmer, ganyan. Okay, this one example. Livestock prefer to move in a curve. In a curve, not in a line. Okay? When going in and out of the gates and pens, position yourself to the animals move around you rather than blocking them. Kahit sa sheep, oo, naka-curve talaga yan sila. So, cattle are herd animals and like to be with other animals. An animal can become frightened and more aggressive if isolated from the herd. Pag-isolated siya doon. Constant calm handling reduces the animal's flight zones from humans, making it easier to control. The handler uses his position in the animal's vision and flight zone to create pressure to move. Once the animal starts to move, the handler moves back to release pressure para makagalaw na yung baka palabas or papasok ng ano. Yun. So, this one, forage utilization and pasture management, cut and carry, lumalabas din sa board exam. Forage are cut and brought to the animals, pinapakain. Yun. Recommended only when land is limited. O pag limited lang ang land, wala kang mga napier, wala kang ibang grasses, so ganun gawin mo. Cut and carry. Fresh. Labor and capital are available. Potential for increasing production and market of animal products is high. Recommended cutting intervals. Grass should be 5 to 6 weeks. Legumes 8 to 12 weeks. Pwede din. Example, let's say, pakainin mo ng grass yung cattle 5 to 6 weeks. After nun, pwede mo na siyang pakainin ng legumes. After ng 6 weeks, pakainin mo ng legumes 8 to 12 weeks. Ganon. So, yield increases with time but digestibility declines. So, the best time to cut or graze grass forage is before it becomes steamy. Ano yung steamy, by the way? Ano yung steamy? What do you mean by steamy? Lot of madami na siyang stem ba? Di ba pag madami ng stem, tapos pag naging mature ng stem, matigas na. So, mahirapan na siya magmuya. Oo. Steamy, ibig sabihin madaming stem. So, hindi din yun mabuti. Okay? So, the stems of grasses have more of indigestible lignin than the leaves. In general, cutting should be above the growing points of the plant to allow regrowth. Grazing. Animals are allowed to feed on the pasture. Overgrazing reduces the overall yield and quality of the forage. Recommended lang po siya pag malapad po ang lupain for pasteurization to support the number of animals in the farm. Capital for fencing and other facilities are available. Stocking rate, this one, lumalabas sa board exam. It refers to the number of animals a hectare of pasture could support, expressed in animal units or AU. So AU is used to measure kung let's say sa isang hektarya, ilang cattle ba ang nakakapasok. By the way, that's my question pala. In 1 hectare, how many? In 1 hectare, how many cattle? How many cattle can be pastured? Sige daw, be. Ano sagot ninyo? In 1 hectare, how many cattle can be pastured? 1 animal unit? 30, 50, tensor, 20. Grabe naman talaga yan. 1 hectare can usually support ano? Ano, sagot? Okay. Sa general guidelines po kasi, ang dito sa Pilipinas, or kasi tropical countries naman tayo, di ba? Usually, 1 to 2 head per hectare under normal condition. 1 to 2 head per hectare under normal conditions. But with improved pasture tsaka rotational grazing, umabot siya ng 3 to 5 head per hectare. Oo. 3 to 5 head per hectare. Pag meron pong improved pasture and rotational grazing. In temperate regions with rich pasture, sometimes umaabot siya ng 5 to 10 head per hectare. I mean, that's possible. That is possible. 10 pa rin. Tama pa rin yung sagot. 10. Maximum na yun. Tama pa rin yun. What if lumabas sa board exam yan? Sagot nyo na 10. Maximum kasi yun. If they are going to ask you guys, hindi naman tinagot na, tinanong doon yung minimum. Pag hindi tinanong yung minimum, maximum yung sagot doon. So, yun lang. And then we have pasture stocking rate, animal unit conversion. Stocking rate depends on available pasture. 0.25 to 0.5 animal unit per hectare. So we have stocking rate yan, pasture stocking rate. And then we have native Imperata cylindrica, Cogon, Imperata cylindrica, Cogon, pasture, 1 mature animal over 3 to 4 hectare per year. Okay. Actually, merong goat dito. Merong goat. Mag-goat na ata tayo eh. Oo. Sa manual na to may goat. Sa pinakalas. How about sa goat, sir? Pag natural or unimproved pasture, typical yung mga brushland ba, yung mga bushes lang. Tsaka yung mga grassland. 6 to 10 goats per hectare. 6 to 10 goats, mga bushes lang. Pero pag merong improved pasture with good grasses, may legumes plus management, 12 to 15 goats per hectare. Pag ganon. Guys, you know what the rule of thumb? Always remember yung rule of thumb between cow and goats. Ang rule of thumb between cow and goats that in 1 cow, that's equivalent to 6 to 8 goats in terms of feed requirement. In 1 cow, sa isang baka, in 1 cow, there are about 6 to 8 goats in terms of feed requirement. Yun. So it means that in 1 hectare, it can sustain 6 to 10 goats normally, or up to 15 goats if well managed. That's the rule of thumb. Ayun. May tanong pa? Wala na. Okay. Okay, feeding behavior. When grazing, cattle divide their day among grazing, drinking, walking, resting, and ruminating. They may spend from 3 to 13 hours per day grazing, 6 to 8 hours ruminating or chewing the cud. and the balanced resting, but this will vary with the type of pasture and the season of the year. In good quality pasture, cattle will be seen resting and ruminating, whereas they need to keep grazing when grass is short or mature. In hot weather, many cattle rest at midday and graze in the cooler early morning and evening. Bustaurus cattle may seek shade. Bus Indicus cattle are happy to graze in the sun. Oo. Yung mga taong mahilig sa mainit, mga Bus Indicus yan. Pero yung mga taong mga maaarte sa mainit, Bus Taurus yan. Oo, may mga kaibigan akong ganyan. Mga Bus Taurus. Oo. Feeling mo nga, akala mo nakapagbelo. Yung mga ganun. Galit na galit ako eh. Oo. Feed additives, ionophores, nakagluta. Example, monicin and lasalocid. Modify rumen fermentation to increase the portion of propionic acid produced in the rumen, which result in increased efficiency of feed utilization. What do you mean by ionophores? Do you guys have an idea? What is ionophores? Again, ionophores ay class yan ng isang feed additives na usually ginagamit talaga siya mainly sa ruminant nutrition, sa mga cattle, goats, at sheep. Okay? Yung ionophores, they are antibiotic compounds, but they are not used in humans. And then, nag-alter siya for rumen fermentation by controlling yung specific bacteria. Yun na, example, monensin, lasalocid, yun, salinomycin, yun. Yung ionophores po can be toxic. Pwede po siya maging toxic. Kulad ng kaibigan mong toxic. Ionophores can be toxic to horses and dogs. Never feed them with ionophores. Overdose in ruminants can also cause poisoning, weakness, pwedeng anorexia, cardiac damage, yun. Basta feed additives yan, ha? Yun. Naintindihan? Okay. Growth promoting implants, diol, benzo, and progesterone, zeranol, and estradiol. Slow release of naturally occurring hormone or hormone-like compounds in form of an implant stimulates the release of growth promoting hormone in the body. Pellets deposited underneath the skin at the side of ear. So active life 70 to 200 days. Huwag nyo na ito intindihin. Napaka-vet na ito. Okay. So these are terminologies na kailangan ninyo pag-aralan, guys. Aralin nyo na lang yan, please, if you have time. Kasi these are very important. Lumalabas yan sa board exam. Yung mga, terminology. Some of the terminologies na dyan ay diniscuss ko naman din. Yan. So sa dairy breeds, we have temperate, -1 to 10 degrees Celsius. Hostile, Friesian, Jersey, Brown Swiss, yun. Tropical, 10 to 27 degrees Celsius. Yan. Brown Swiss, in the Switzerland, longest lived of the dairy breeds. Produces the second largest quantity of milk per year, above average milk fat content. Guernsey, France, cream and brown in color, produce milk that is golden in color. Sana all, golden. Oo. Milk is high in beta-carotene. No, grabe yung Guernsey. Known for producing high butter fat and high protein milk. Ano pa? Jersey, France, smallest dairy breed. May trivia na to. May kasamang trivia na. Holstein in Netherlands, largest of the dairy breed, but it has lowest milk fat. So this one, guys, when it comes to performance ranking, Holstein Friesian is the first one in milk production, but it's fifth siya sa milk fat. And then sa milk fat, ang pinaka is ang Jersey. Lagay nyo na lang yan sa sa visual aids kasi performance ranking yan. Dairy breed selection. Stature measured at withers. Best, extremely tall. Pag matangkad, malapad. Worst, extremely short. Pag pandak. Chest and body, considering age and stage of lactation. Yun. This one should not be na lang. Hindi naman ito lalabas sa exam to. Hindi na siya, Hindi na yan. Okay, this one. Reproduction. Reproduction is a process where organisms produce their offspring through reproduction. An organism ensures that when it dies, there is another of its kind to take its place and guarantees the survival of its species. Estrus cycle. Estrus is a series of hormonal, physiological, and behavioral events that occur in the female animal. On the other hand, the period of sexual receptivity is called estrus or heat period, the female animal. So we have the female animal becomes receptive to the male for mating, and this event is influenced by hormonal changes, particularly estrogen. Babae yan. However, some animals do not show any signs of heat. Ang tawag sa kanila ay silent heater. Kagaya ko, silent heater. Hence, proper recording and observations are necessary. Napakahirap pag meron mga silent heater. Now, what we're going to do, guys, these are very important. Lumalabas to sa board exam, 100%. Reproductive parameters na may kasamang oras. So, these are very important. Put this one on the visual aids. If I were you, I'm gonna put this one on the visual aids. Age puberty man, 6 to 12, 22, 48 months. Yan. For cattle, carabao. Magkaiba sila, right? And then we have here, pag carabao, gestation period niya is 312. Pag cattle, gestation period is 281 to 289. Just get the average of it. Good. Sign of estrus. Dairy cattle or buffalo, female stands still when mounted by the bull, or another female standing heat yon. This is the best sign of estrus. At what is the best sign of estrus? Standing heat. Okay. Swelling of the vulva and reddening of the vaginal epithelium. Nagbula-bula ang karlat. Yon. Mucus discharges of varying viscosity and from the vagina. Yun. May lumalabas na parang liquid doon sa vulva niya. Yun. Mucus sa vagina pala. Yun. It is clear and watery at first and become turbid and sticky toward the end of estrus. Mounting other animals in the herd. Yan. Restlessness and lack of appetite. Okay. So, this table above enumerates the basic reproductive parameters of large ruminants. The length of estrus is 14 to 18 hours. Here, 14. Lagyan na natin 20. Yan. This is, and then we send him the inner. So, that's the length of estrus, 14 to 18 hours. And exotic na yan. You have 10 to 12 hours naman pag zebu. Okay, 10 to 12 hours. And then carabao usually exhibit estrus at night. pag Carabao. Defending on the breed of cattle. So, breeding management, breeding age, 2 years. Methods of breeding, natural breeding. Bulls are left together with the heifer cow, hand mating. So this one, hand mating a cow in heat is brought to the bull, or the bull is brought to the cow in heat. 3 to 4 services per week, or 1 service every other day during the breeding season. Older bulls, less than 9 years, 40 to 50 cows ang kaya niya. Ganun kadami ang kaya niya. Yan. Artificial insemination. Sperm are collected from the bull and is injected to a cow or heifer. So we have postpartum breeding, 26 days. Ganun lang yung ano niya, no? Controlled breeding. Keeping the bull with the cow specific period, then removing it completely for the rest of the year. Night corralling. What's night corralling? Putting together a proving mounted bull and normally heat cycling cows. Parang nilalagay ba lahat ba ng mga heifer cows? Night corralling tawag doon. Kahit sa swine, night corral, yon. Nilalagay kahit hindi in heat, yon. So what is the rule of thumb in insemination? Always remember, immediately inseminate the animal when observed to be in estrus in the morning. Repeat insemination if still in estrus in the afternoon. What's the rule of thumb? Immediately inseminate the animal when observed to be in estrus in the morning. Repeat insemination if still in estrus in the afternoon. What do you mean by that? Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ha. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Immediately inseminate the animal when observed to be in estrus in the morning. Repeat insemination if still in estrus in the afternoon. Let's say, estrus siya in the morning. Observe estrus in the morning. So in afternoon, kailangan anong sabi? What is that? How do you understand it? Sige na, I let you understand that. Kasi baka lalabas sa exam yan. Kasi lagi lang malabas ito eh. What do you mean by this? A rule of thumb. Masyak ka, no? Parang hindi mo maintindihan yung term niya. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Basically, it's another practical guideline that is used in the field. Right? So if you detected the cow in estrus in the morning, inseminate right away. Okay? If she's still showing estrus signs in the afternoon, inseminate again to make sure a viable sperm is present when ovulation happens. Naintindihan? Ang tawag sa this is a rule of thumb under sa cattle, sa cow, immediate plus repeat rule. Immediate plus repeat rule. So rule of thumb again, immediate pag makita mong or na-observe mo meron siyang estrus in the morning. Pagkahapon, ganun pa rin nakita mo, inseminate. Okay? So breed the animal when they reach 2.5 and 3.5 years old and achieve body weights of 280 kilogram and 350 kilogram respectively. Okay? And then breed the cow 60 days after calving. Masya dry period pa. So breed the cow 60 days after calving. And then by the time the uterus has returned to its normal non-pregnant size and condition. What's the calving interval? Calving interval is the period of time between two successive calving. The shorter the interval, the higher is the reproductive efficiency of the farm. The same po yan sa swine. Farrowing interval. Diba? Pag lesser, pag shorter po yung ano niya, pag shorter po yung interval ng farrowing niya, that's good. Kasi higher yung reproductive efficiency. The same din niya sa calving. So calving interval ranges from 18 to 24 months. Okay, implications of calving interval. This indicator of breeding problems indicates performance from 10 months to 2 years prior to current date of breeding season. Consequences of long calving interval. The average days in milk while wait lang ha. Okay, so the consequences of long calving interval, always remember that increase in the average days in milk, while it's decrease the average. Increase the average days in milk, while decrease the average daily milk production per cow. Decrease in rolling herd avenue due to longer days dry for cows. Increase, taas ang breeding cost and veterinary fees. Yun lang. After birth, remove the fetal membrane from the cow's mouth and nostrils para makahinga. Cut the navel cord with sterilized scissors or blade about 2 to 3 inches from the base. Lumalabas din ito sa board exam. 2 to 3 inches from the base. Pag ano yan sa cattle. Pag sa swine, ilang inches ang pagka-cut ng umbilical cord. Ilang inches ang pagka-cut? 1.5 to 2. Very good. Sa swine, 1.5 to 2. Sa cattle, that is 2 to 3 inches from the base. So tie the cord properly with sterilized thread before cutting it about 1 inch below the knot. Dip the cord into solution. Okay. May tanong na naman dito si Nohani pa. Baka na-observe niya to nung nakaraan sa kanila doon sa kanilang farm. Dip the cord into solution of tincture of iodine or spray it with disinfectant or antibiotic. Sa atin naman kasi sa swine, anong nilalagay natin after natin kinakat? Ano ang nilalagay natin after i-cut? Ha? Betadine? Betadine? Iodine? Iodine ba yung nilalagay natin after natin i-cut? Umbilical cord. Betadine. Hugas po yung iodine. Hugas. Hugasan. So the calf should receive colostrum as soon as possible, preferably within 3 hours after birth. For calf unable to suckle, milk feeding twice a day is recommended or 3 times a day pwede din. Ganun. Weaning age, small hold operations 8 to 12 months or 4 to 5 months depending on the feeding management. Commercial, 3 to 5 days or 1 to 2 months before milking the dam for commercial purposes. Yan. Wait lang, sagutin muna natin yung tanong ni ma'am. Sir, ano po symptoms kapag kumakain ng plastic at lubid ang cattle? Okay. You know what, guys? Cattle are known as curious eaters. Mga curious eaters yan sila, especially with tika. Oo, mga curious eaters yan sila, guys. So, sometimes, they swallow plastic. They swallow rope. They swallow cloth. Etc. na hindi natin alam. Right? Since, yung mga materials na, those are materials that don't digest. They can cause indigestion or obstruction. No? So, symptoms if a cow has eaten plastic or rope is that they have a digestive problem, meaning loss of appetite, ay kumain, or reduced feed intake, pwede din, konti lang kinakain, nagkakaroon sila ng rumen, tympani. You know, tympani? Bloating. Rumen bloating. Meron decrease or absent rumen motility. Ibig sabihin, there's no rumen sounds. Yun. Constipation. Symptoms din yun. Reduce the dung, tae, reduce, and then also sometimes diarrhea. Yun. Those are symptoms. Pwede din, rough hair coat, na lagas yung buhok, weight loss, yung poor body condition, pagkapangit, dullness, weakness, yun. Pwede yun. Okay. Guys, are you familiar with the term ruminotomy? It's a veterinary term actually. Ruminotomy. Ruminotomy. Are you familiar with this? I don't know. I think this is the first time that you hear them. That you hear this term, right? I always remember pag if a root gets tangled inside the rumen or omasum, it can even cause chronic indigestion. And sometimes mo pwedeng ikamatay pag hindi matreat. You know what's ruminotomy? Ruminotomy po is a surgical operations where the rumen is open para ma-remove yung foreign bodies. Life-saving po yan, a surgery for cattle. With those plastic and rope ingestion or severe rumen problems, that's the best way. Okay, nasagot na kita. Sir, after manganak ng inahing baboy, mga ilang oras sila bago makatayo, then makakain po? Very good. That's a good question. Sows after farrowing or manganak, the sow is usually tired and weak because of the effort ng pag-give birth. she will lie down for several hours to rest. But most sows can stand within um, 2 to 6 hours after the piglets is delivered. 2 to 6 hours. Oo. Pero within a few hours, like around 3 to 6 hours, post-farrowing yun, the sow will usually start to drink water. Pag ino-offeran mo siya. And then yung appetite niya for feed normally returns po within 12 to 24 hours. Parang tao lang, no? Oo. Let's say, if the sow cannot stand, ano mangyari, sir, pag hindi makatayo ang sow after 12 hours? Or it refuses to eat or drink after 24 hours? So, it could also indicate problems. It's either merong hypocalcemia, exhaustion, metritis, or postpartum complication. Postpartum talaga, girl. Okay. Always remember, this is the rule of thumb. Kasi ito lang laging tinatandaan ni Sir pagdating dyan. Okay? Ang tanong mo, sows after farrowing, kung makakatayo ba? Standing, 2 to 6 hours after farrowing. That's the rule of thumb. 2 to 6 hours after farrowing. Drinking water within 3 to 6 hours. Eating normally 12 to 24 hours. Sagot na ba? That's the rule of thumb. Okay. It's already 10 na. So I know that there's a lot of things na kailangan nating i-discuss, especially meron pang deworming dito. Deworming can be done at 6 months of age. However, if there are evidences of heavy parasitic infestation in young calves, deworm this as early as 10 to 14 days after birth. Castration at 6 months of age. Tinutuli pag 6 na buwan. Branding can also be done at 6 months of age. Alright, so I'll give you a cheat sheet nito para mabigyan ko na kayo ng cheat sheet lang. Meron tayong concentration, 14 to 16% pag growing bulls. Pregnant AFIR, 16 to 18% CP. These are very important. So, magbibigay lang si Sir sa inyo ng cheat sheet na lang para mas madali. Okay. So, guys, do you have any question? Wala na ba? Kung wala na kayong tanong, we can already end our class. And then tomorrow, we'll have our tomorrow, meron tayong poultry. Guys, wag kayong mag-alala kasi alam ko naman na there are some part of the production management na hindi natin na-discuss. This will continue, guys, sa final coaching para fresh pa din kahit papano. So, after ng animal nutrition, ipapasok ko itong mga hindi na-discuss natin na part ng ruminant production and management. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-alala dyan kasi meron pa madami pa, So, i-discuss pa rin yan ni Sir. Kasi meron pang sheep, meron pang sa baba. So, kailangan ko to siya i-discuss talaga. Meron pa, These are very important too. Diba? So, i-discuss lang yan ni Sir. Tapusin lang yan ni Sir sa final coaching na. At least, naka-half na tayo kahit papano. Saan na ba tayo? Half na ba tayo? Yes. Half na tayo pala. Ay, malapit na pala. Konti na lang. So, at least ilang pages na lang. Siguro mga 10. Ganon. Okay. So, if you don't have a question, yes, tonight na talaga mabibigay ang post-test. Tonight na talaga. Ayusin na lang ni Sir. Thank you very much. For for swine production and management. 100 items for swine diseases and management. And 100 items for the technical figures. Bye-bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the night. Bye-bye.